Hello there, Riderflex Nation. Steve Urban here with more career advice and job interviewing tips for you. And as a quick reminder, if you enjoy our podcast, please remember to subscribe to our channel and like the episodes. And on today's podcast, I want to give you a tip around how to handle a boss or a supervisor that has unrealistic expectations or gives you too many projects at the same time. It's just not manageable. It's really, truly unrealistic. How do you deal with that? I think many of you listening to this podcast have probably had a boss like that at some point in your career. I want to give you a tip on how I've managed that personally over the years with a couple of supervisors I had. You know, those ones that just constantly add to the list, right? They had 5 ideas last week and they gave you those 5 projects, and then next week comes and they give you 3 more projects because they forgot about the other stuff you're working on. and they themselves don't have to tactically implement the ideas. They're just a strategy person, so they've forgotten about how much work actually goes into tactical execution of the ideas. Here's what I used to do. Here's a tip. And this is a true story. I had a boss, I won't mention the company or the boss's name on the podcast, but had a boss that did that to me on a pretty regular basis. So what I started doing was I had this notepad right on the edge of my desk, and I would update it periodically. Just a very simple list. It had A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And at the top it said current tasks. And I had those tasks listed on that paper in priority order, A1, 2, 3, B1, 2, 3, etc. So the boss would come over to my desk, as usual, and say, "Hey, Steve, listen, I got this new idea, and I want you to work on X, Y, and Z project. We need to get this done right away." And I'd say, "Okay, well, I tell you what, Johnny, can we do this? Can we just look at my notepad here? Can you tell me where exactly you want that new project to go in priority? Is that A4 or is that B5? Where would you like for me to shove that in?" "Oh, it goes at the top? Okay, so you're okay with the other projects moving down the list then, right? I just want to make sure we're on the same page with what I'm working on and what the priority is." That's how I would do it. It was magical, right? Because he'd look at the list and he would go, "Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I forgot we're working on that. I forgot you were doing this and that and that. You know what? Never mind. Forget what I told you. Just do the other stuff that's already on the list." That worked beautifully. Wanted to give you that tip today. I think it helps when you have an overbearing or boss that gives unrealistic expectations. And there is your Riderflex tip of the day. We truly hope you find our material helpful and entertaining. And while our podcast can be heard across most platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube, and SoundCloud, you can become a supporter of this podcast by visiting our show on the platform Anchor FM. That's anchor.fm/Riderflex. You can also send us your questions or suggested topics for future episodes to the email address podcast@riderflex.com. Or drop us a voicemail at 888-964-5876, extension 710. Visit riderflex.com to learn more about us. Thanks so much for listening, folks, and have a great day.